Welcome to Student Connections, where students connect with their community.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections. I'm your host, Jennifer Rose, and here with us today is Mrs. Wassam, the Marysville Band Booster President. How are you doing today?
Real good, thanks.
So, how long have you been Band Booster President for?
Actually, September 9th, our last meeting, she ran that meeting, and I am just starting actually. October 7th will be my first meeting as president. So,
how do you become Band Booster President?
You're nominated as vice president as a 2-year term, and then you come into the role as president after that.
And how long do you serve as president for?
2 years. Each role is 2 year.
So who's the vice president this year now?
Chris Moses was nominated at our last meeting.
Can anyone be part of the Band Boosters?
Yes, basically a band booster is supporting the Marysville Band program, and you can come to the meetings, you can help in any of the fundraisers that we have, very easy.
How is bingo doing this year?
Bingo is a little slow, slower than in the past years, but we're trying to keep it promoted and to get bingo players coming. Also, we do need workers. We usually are requesting workers for this. We have about 10 workers for each team that we have. We currently have 3 teams. As senior parents go out, that usually is about 6 to 7 parents in a year that leave, so we have to recoup those parents. So my goal this year as president is I'm hoping to get a 4th team involved, which has been since I've been in the bingo program for about 6 years now. So I'm trying to encourage people to work this bingo with us. So
when do you guys have bingo?
It's every Sunday at the Knights of Columbus Hall on Range and Ravenswood. It's from 1:30 to approximately about 4. The doors open at 11:30.
When are the Band Booster meetings, and what do you guys talk about at the meetings?
We meet the first Monday of every month, and it's at 7 o'clock at the Marysville Middle School Band Room. And basically, we have an agenda each month. We go through the treasurer's report, the bingo report, script report. We have old business that we cover, whether it be fundraisers that have just happened. We have new business for upcoming fundraisers. Then there always is a director's report, whatever Mr. Dusso has on the agenda for concerts coming up and any additional information that he wants to provide.
What are some of the fundraisers coming up in the near future?
Right now we just completed the mum sale, and we are also starting the cookie dough fundraiser tomorrow as well, and that will be finished November 12th. And we have the discount cards coming up in December. And then after the first of the year, we'll have the usual geranium sale, and it'll be our 4th annual bowling fundraiser in the spring. So.
Are there any new fundraisers or any new sponsors on the discount cards this year, and how much are they going for?
Actually, I don't know that. We will find out at the meeting on Monday. That is being in the works right now, and we have a new person to chair that, which is Diane Sylvia. So we will find that information out on Monday as well.
How are the ongoing fundraisers doing, like the flower sales, discount cards?
They're going really well. I think our past purchasers realize how nice they are, and that it supports the band program, and we usually have a huge sale in this. Our tour year is our biggest year for all those, obviously, but they're going very well.
So a lot of people like the geraniums because they're really beautiful. Do you guys usually sell a lot every year?
Yes, that is probably our biggest in the spring, yes.
What is Script?
Script basically is a card. If you pay $25 and you get a $25 gift card, basically. We get them at a discount, which we are able to pass on to the student. Each merchant gives a different type of discount, 5%, 2%. That is split between the band and the student. So basically, whatever you pay for it, you are getting that amount in a gift card. That's basically all it is.
What kind of gift cards can you get? Like, what are who sponsor the gift cards?
Oh, there's tons. There's Taco Bell, any type of restaurant, fast food restaurant. There's Myers, there's gas cards. There's probably over 1,000 on the list that we have, and those can be purchased every Monday at the Marysville Library from 5:30 to 6:30. We have band boosters over there with those. You can pre-order, or we have cash and carry. So
I know my mom usually always orders scripts, like the gift cards, because we have like family that lives in New York, so it's kind of like she buys them already so that we
right,
get
they're
money.
great gifts, and if you have a budget and you know what you're going to be spending through the month, you just purchase the gift cards. Your student gets part of the profit on that, and it's a win-win situation. So it's a really good fundraiser that we have.
Can you tell us how band camp went this year?
Band camp went really well. It's a lot of fun. I do encourage parents to get involved with that. Again, it's a long week. We leave on Monday morning and we come back home on Saturday. Parents pick their kids up on Saturday. And like I said, it went really well. We enjoy being with the kids. We're there to support the kids.
So do you know what the theme is this year for our show, for the Viking Regiment show?
Fallen Heroes? Yes.
And what is it about?
It's about Abraham Lincoln, John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and the police force and the firemen. We have the flip folios of those within our show. The songs, I can't tell you the names of them. You may know. But it's a really good show, and I think as it progresses, it's going to get better, as it usually does as it's performed.
So while the chaperones are chaperoning band camp, is there anything specific you guys have to do while the band is working on their sets in the show for this year?
For band camp, basically what the parents do is we make sure the kids are up in the morning. It's basically a time-framed schedule. We wake them up in the morning and we overeat. The chaperones make sure we have water at every session at the field, water and ice for the kids. We order pizza for the kids. We have activities at night. We have special treats such as slushies or ice cream, and we're just there to be support for them. It's a long week and it's a very hard week. They work very hard, and we're there just to support them, basically, work on props.
What are some of the props this year for the show?
This year at band camp we did the tombstones. I believe there's 62 of the tombstones that we made. We cut out of wood. Then we have the flips in the back. There's 5 of them that have the Abe Lincoln and John F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King, and the firefighters and the police officers. And I believe that's it for the props.
So I know Hillsdale is usually like the ongoing tradition of where they go for band camp. Is it changing this year?
It possibly will, yes. We are looking into that, and we will have further information on that in October. So,
what do the chaperones do during competitions?
When we go on competitions, we make sure that there's a requirement that there's no makeup, no jewelry, and no nail polish. If we have any, we provide nail polish remover and things like that if people do forget to do that. We just make sure their uniforms are on correctly, their hats are correct, make sure that the kids are at their spots when they need to be. There's a warm-up area, then we get them out to the field. Once they're done playing, we make sure we go back if they're either undressing or changing into their street clothes, and we're just there to help with whatever we need.
Do you guys organize everything that goes on for the competition season, or do you guys just do it right then from there on Saturdays?
Just right then from there. I mean, we make sure we have the supplies, that we need. We take extra chains and plumes, and just make sure every child has what they need to.
And
perform.
who usually organizes that?
We have a head chaperone this year, which is Teresa Seeley, and she is the one that gets the chaperones together and makes sure. We usually have 2 per bus that go, and she's the one that arranges all that.
So we're going to take a break right now, but we'll be back right after this.
Welcome to Cook It Safe Challenge, where teams compete to make the right decisions about safe food preparations. Our challenge in this round: read and follow package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our teams are doing so far. Team 1.
We just got 100 points.
We separated our raw food from our cooked food.
Team 2.
We got a 100-point green card for proper hand washing before our meal prep.
We've reached a critical safety point in the challenge. Okay, Team 1, let's check this out. Uh-oh, not a safe internal temperature for those hamburgers. That puts everyone at high risk for foodborne illness. You get a red card, undercooked. Always read and follow the package cooking instructions and use a food thermometer. Let's see how our winning team cooked it safe and avoided problems.
Well, I just kept focused on the 4 food safety steps: clean, separate, cook, and chill.
And we followed the package cooking instructions and took the temperature.
Can you cook it safe?
Welcome back to Student Connections. Here with us today is Mrs. Wassam. So we were just talking about how competitions were going this year. How many competitions do the Viking Regiment usually have?
Usually there's 4 to 5 that we attend, depending on Mr. Dusso setting them up. This year we have 4. We had our last one this past week, and we have another one this Saturday in Lamphere. The kids placed 3rd, which was very good. They scored a 62.35, I believe. And each week we are hoping to go up. To get into Ford Field, we have to be in the top 12. So I'm not really sure how many are competing this year. I believe we might be up against 13 or 14. So we're working very hard to, get into Ford Field. So,
What are some things the judge is looking for, like marching and playing the music?
I don't know for sure. I know they base it on music and the marching of the kids. General effect, which the general effect is our props help there to be able to play the story, to understand the story. And they get, I believe the kids do, I'm sure Mr. Dusso goes over with what the judges say, so you try to work on things that they don't quite understand, or if they say that, the music needs to be worked on. I'm pretty sure you guys do that the following week, don't you? You watch this, yeah, so.
So besides competition season, I know that the band has concerts, and my favorite concert coming up is the Bandorama concert. Mm-hmm. So what does the regiment do and the freshmen do during that concert?
They play their show, basically. You probably know that better than I do. I know you guys come in from the back with the strobe lighting and stuff like that. That is one of my favorites, and Deuces Wild is also. But I'm looking forward to it this year. I think you guys will be ready for it and ready to do a good job.
Is there a fee to get into the concert this year?
No, there's not. We don't charge for that. We do that free for the community. So we encourage everyone to come out and watch all the hard work that you guys have done through band camp. I don't really think people understand the time and the effort that the kids put into it. Band camp is a full straight week of work, and this is my 2nd year of band camp, and until I went, I didn't realize it. But they work from, you're up at 7 and you go to bed at 11, and it's work then on. So I do encourage the community to come and support the kids, as well as the families, and I think we usually have a full house on that night.
So I know there's lots of information that Mr. Dusso gives us. Is there a website that's available that we can get the
Yes, there
information?
is. It's www.marysvillebands.org, and we try to keep the website current for any information that you would need on upcoming concerts, any of the competitions that we have, any of the fundraisers going on. It gives you all the information, especially with the kids, as far as reporting for 7 a.m.s, what they need to do for the school and stuff.
So when the students fundraise, where does the money go? Does it go into like their individual account, or does it go into like a group account?
Well, there's different fundraisers. We have fundraisers for the student accounts, which consist of the mum sale that we just had, the cookie dough sale, the discount card sale, and the geraniums. And you can also say the script is for that too, because a portion of that does go into the student accounts. However, we do have the general fundraisers, which is the bingo program. We have the spaghetti dinner, the bowling, and I believe that is it for the general. So,
how can parents get involved?
Basically, you can attend the band booster meetings every Monday, like I said, at the Marysville Band, the middle school band room at 7 o'clock. You can get a lot of information there. We can sign you up for fundraisers that we do. any of that really helps. With our Christmas parade that we do, we usually have cookies and cocoa, as you know, which is a nice little thing. Parents can bring in a dozen or 2 dozen cookies. I mean, it's as simple as that. They don't have to, spend a whole day, doing something if they don't have the time. There's just little things that they can do to help. So there's a lot of different ways.
So what is your favorite part about being president?
Being with the kids. I love the kids. I love doing stuff for the kids. I think it's a great program. I have an older daughter that graduated in 2009. She was the clarinet senior section leader, and she loved it. She got a lot out of the class. I think there's a great learning experience in Mr. Dusso's class. He teaches the students very well, and she loved it, and I seen what it did for her, and I want the other kids to go through the same.
So Disney's not coming up for another 3 years.
3 years.
But what can students do to get money for Disney, and what do chaperones do while at Disney?
As far as getting money for Disney, I encourage them to sell for the student account fundraisers that we have. Take advantage of it while it's here. It comes up fast. And just a reminder, there's always the band camp that we have to each year from 10th, 11th, and 12th graders. Freshmen have it here at the school. So it is a lot, so don't think that it's too early to start putting into your student account. I would start as a 6th, 7th grader. In my own experience, I have only, out of my pocket, we have spent maybe $150, and I've had 2 kids go through, and I've been to band camp, I've been to Disney, so it's not too early to start fundraising. And as far as the Disney chaperones, basically the same thing as others. We just make sure that the kids are where they're supposed to be. We, watch and, make sure we have everyone. Obviously, we do a count on the bus, every time we get off. And basically being a support for the kids.
So is there anything else you would like to tell us about the Band Boosters?
Just that I encourage parents to get involved. I really feel that their student enjoys band. I don't think that many students would get up at 7 a.m. as you well know. It's not an easy thing. And the sectionals that you go to, I think there's 1 or 2 a night, or a week I should say, that you have to attend. And the competitions, like this past Saturday, I think you guys had to arrive at 11. Was it 11?
Yeah.
We didn't get home until 11:30, so they're long days. It's a very a dedicated, thing for the kids. And if they have their parent support, I think that helps out a lot. And I really do encourage the parents. It's a great way to make new friends and to get to know who your students hang out with, their friends' parents. It's a lot of fun. I've met a lot of good friends through the band program, and I will continue to support as long as I can.
Well, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
And we'll be back with the drum major Taylor Fox right after this.
The Michigan Public Service Commission has a wide range of information available on its website to help utility customers make informed decisions. Everything from energy-saving tips and assistance programs to community events in your area. If you have questions about your natural gas, electric, telecommunications, or video cable service, visit michigan.gov/MPSC or call 1-800-292-9555. A public service message from the Michigan Public Service Commission.
And welcome back to Student Connections. Here with me today is Taylor Fox, the head drum major of the Marysville Viking Regiment. How are you doing today, Taylor?
Hi, good, how are you?
What is the Marysville Viking Regiment show this year? And
It's
tell
called
us about the theme.
Fallen Heroes, and it's about representing heroes that have fallen. So we have the President, Abraham Lincoln, we have John F. Kennedy, then we're representing Civil War with Martin Luther King Jr., and then we're also representing the firefighters and the police force.
Are there going to be any props this year during the show?
Yeah, we have backdrops, and we flip them over, and there's pictures of Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., and John F. Kennedy, and then also some Army-type looking backgrounds.
Who are the drum majors this year?
Myself, Haley Dawson, the senior assistant, and Rebecca Wassum, the junior drum major.
And how do you become drum major?
You don't just become drum major, you have to have certain credentials. You have to be the best marcher, the best player, a top student. You have to be able to work quick and come up with problems or solutions to problems and stuff like that.
And does Mr. Dussel pick you, or do you just volunteer to do it?
He definitely has to pick you. If you volunteered, he might definitely turn you away.
When being a drum major, what responsibilities do you have?
I have to be at every single sectional, so whenever there's band students in the band room, myself, Haley, and Rebecca are there, and we're there early and we're there late.
Wow. What are 7 a.m.s and when do you have them?
We have 7 a.m.s 4 days a week, unless there's no pro start like this year, and we have them from September all the way to our last competition at Ford Field to November.
So what are some of your favorite competitions and why?
I think my favorite one might be Lamphere. I just like the location, and it's always been a well-known place in my mind that I remember most.
What are some of the band's strong and weak points of this year's show?
Well, half the band doesn't play, and half of them don't march very well, so that's a problem because that's a majority of our score, and if we can't execute that, then we're not very good.
So when is Ford Field?
It is November 2nd if we make it, which I'm hoping we will. There's 13 bands who have applied, and only the top 12 make it.
And how do you qualify for Ford Field?
You sign up to do it, and then you have people sign waivers, so that way when you go there, you're not liable for any injuries. So
That sounds like a lot of work.
it really is, but it's definitely worth it in the end.
How do you feel the band's going to do this year?
I feel like our show this year is so much better than previous shows that we've had since we've been in the regiment. It hits home more, it's very emotional, and I think the audience will connect to it.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll be right back after this.
On May 2nd, 1968, in Vietnam, a 12-man team of Special Forces soldiers met heavy enemy forces and called in an emergency evacuation. Roy Benavidez volunteered to go by helicopter to save the men. Benavidez jumped from the helicopter as it was hovering above the ground. Benavidez ran over 75 meters to the men. While he was running, he was struck in the right leg 2 times with an AK-47 round. As he reached the men, a grenade exploded, shooting shrapnel into his back. Benavidez continued to ignore the pain and the wounds and helped the men to get to the evacuation position. While Benavidez reached the position, a NVA soldier struck him with a bayonet in the arm and hit him with the butt of his gun in the head. He still did not give up and got up and eliminated the threat. After the event was over, Benavidez saved all 8 men and was wounded more than 37 times, and he faced a year recovery in the hospital.